Henry?
Coach, what's it take to win a game like that?
It takes really good players who have a resolve about them that they've shown all year long. I can honestly tell you we have not gotten into a timeout at UTEP, at New Mexico State, here, McNeese, where there's ever been a bit of panic on their part. And that's, I mean, in my time of coaching, that's incredibly unusual. Usually it's like, guys, it's okay, we can still win this, whatever. But these guys just have a very, they're just confident. And I think it was just enough, obviously, to get the win tonight.
Is that a catalyst for something ahead?
Man, that's what everybody asks me all the time. I don't know. You just never know. You're only as good as your next game, and it's great to get a win. Great to get 1-0 in conference. But now we got to go to Wyoming, and we got to play well there. Otherwise, it kind of ruins what happened tonight. So hopefully we just kind of keep banging these out one by one, and then we'll see where it leads us.
So I was going to say, you talked about even Green Bay, McNeese, battling out wins like this. This is what's going to happen. I mean, is this paying dividends? I mean, this is...
Yeah, I mean, I think I said after that McNeese game, I think it was McNeese, maybe we know where you need games like that, and we've had plenty of them. We're at 10 games played already. They're only at 7, and we're battle-tested. I feel like it's the middle of February right now, so we got to keep getting our guys rest. I just told them this is another tough stretch. It's 3 games in 7 days. We got an afternoon game Saturday, which is a real quick turnaround, and we just got to bang through that one, and then finally I think there's a little daylight for us to hopefully feel like it's December again as opposed to February.
You guys you've talked about a lot, these are guys that are new with one another. Maybe that was good over the first 9 games or so. I don't know how long you still think that this team is going to be new.
Yeah.
But that was a veteran team, a bunch of seniors. Does that say something about how this team maybe has come together and maybe they're not still learning one another?
I think offensively for sure. I think defensively, especially at the beginning of the game, I was going into the Auburn game, I was really concerned about the time off that Auburn had and what we had just been through. And going into this game, I felt the same way. They've been off a lot longer than us. They've been prepping. They're ready to go. We're playing a game. We're turning around playing another game. And I thought Boise State came out with a ton of pop and a ton of energy. And they looked like it was only their 7th game of the year, and it looked like it was our 10th game of the year. But I thought, fortunately, over the course of it, like you're saying, I think our guys are just – they have a confidence about them. We've won some big games. And I think eventually we just felt like we would win the game somehow, some way. I felt that way, I guess, anyways.
Coach, all these grinded out games here early in the season, and you're saying we're just getting into December. Is that something you're concerned about?
I don't know. Today was the first day I used the word load management with one of my players. And I'll be honest with you, Monday, I think Jeff might have tried to come to practice Monday. We didn't even practice Monday. We just watched a lot of film, and I'm just trying to get these guys through this right now because it's a really tough stretch athletically, which all we see, but it's also a really tough stretch academically right now. There's finals, there's papers, there's exams, there's all these things going on, and it's just made it a big crunch for us. And I'm just trying to kind of get us through. We had some guys in hotels last night because they've got flus and different things, and we're just trying to, I just told them that we got one more Saturday to just find a way to stay connected and fight through, and then hopefully, like I said earlier, there'll be a little daylight for us.
Last week you were talking about your team trying to push opponents to take more threes.
Yep.
But you also said you were willing to change your strategy. What came into getting ready for today, especially because Boise is a team that can obviously shoot at 50%?
Yeah, their numbers are so low. We kind of went into the game worried about their three-point shooting, but they just have not shot the ball very well at all. Jessup obviously is a key component to them, but his numbers were so bad coming in, you're kind of guarding him as if what he can do, potentially, but you're also looking at the numbers. And when he got going. And we tried to stop him. Got to go back and watch some clips. I thought we were much more attentive as the game went on. Dickinson, came out of nowhere and was exceptional. That's not really in his skill set, and we had to adjust to a little bit to him as well. They missed one when it counted. That's all I know, and that ended up kind of hopefully sealing the deal for us. And again, it's part of our philosophy. There's games like this are going to happen where we're all sitting there going, should we be changing something we do right now? But at the end of the day, I know Carlton had those 2 at the beginning of the half. One was on a charge. If we can keep him out of foul trouble, keep our guys out of foul trouble, win the war on the boards, keep teams off the free throw line, we're going in saying, like, if you're going to beat us, that's how you're going to beat us. I mean, I can't think of a better shot of someone trying to beat us than making 14 threes, and we were still able to win. So not pretty, but got the job
To
done.
follow up with that, they had the ball with 0.9 seconds remaining, and they were shooting at 50% from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
What was going through your head?
I mean, I told the guys they're probably going to get a shot off. We could not foul. That was the number one thing. We cannot get dragged into any kind of a foul in that situation. They're probably going to get one off. Don't foul them and make it contested. The last thing I would want is someone trying to go for a steal or make a play and you give up an easy lob to the rim. We subbed in Corey to get some size on the ball and just kind of played it out the rest of the way.
Well,
CB and RJ Williams, when they got in that dust
Yeah.
up, I mean, it could have changed the game, but just talk about the process. Like, what was the explanation given to you?
Yeah, I think they're both pretty fiery guys. And RJ's a center who's 6'5", banging with guys down there. He's got a lot of energy and enthusiasm to his game. He played that way. He flops, and he got some on CB, and I think he got in his ear and his head a little bit. And when you hear that, you obviously want to go back, and I think the two of them were kind of going at it a little bit. They got popped for the double, and then I think Carlton walked away, and he kind of kept going at him, and they got him for the next one. That's my understanding.
Obviously, you guys are inside-out team. I mean, but only 3 made 3-pointers. I mean, you
Yeah.
look at kind of. I mean, you want to obviously do better than that, or?
You know, honestly, we don't talk about threes much. We just don't. We want to get the ball to the paint. I thought they really let us play tonight, which was advantage Boise. We need those foul calls around the rim, and we didn't get a ton of them. But I thought down the stretch, we finally got a whistle. We finally got to the free throw line, and that kind of helped balance everything out for us.
Coach, what kind of play did you defend for at the end of the game?
You know, either a lob, which they tried to run on the previous play, which is something we were a little bit worried about. And if you take away the lob, obviously they're just trying to get a quick shot off. So like we were saying in the timeout, just don't foul. Just don't foul. You know, it's a tough shot to make with that kind of time
Were
on the
you
clock.
looking at Jessup?
Potentially it could have come to him for sure. But I think, again, we were trying to take away the lob, and we didn't want to foul. If it got to Jessup, which it did, we challenged it.
Paul, we're 7 minutes in now, and you haven't been asked a question yet about guy goes 31-6 tonight
Yep.
in a 2-point conference win. Jaquan, and you mentioned load management. First of all, is he the guy you're talking about? He's coming
I
off
got to
a-
keep that confidential.
He's coming off an Achilles.
Yeah,
injury.
no
He played
question.
39 minutes tonight. Now he had the numbers, but
Yeah.
are you worried about his minutes at this point and the game he had? You guys don't win without him. Right?
Yeah, no. Like I said, Monday we didn't practice. Him, Carlton, JJ, they had the day. They played a lot of minutes the day before. It's a really tough stretch for us. Quan this morning was feeling it a little bit. We talked about potentially load management, mostly in jest. He did something a little bit different today, felt good in warm-ups. We said we'd go with it. What that means long-term, I don't know. This is just a tough stretch for us, and we got one more, and I think when we get through that, we're on a much more traditional schedule the rest of the way. It's just, I guess it's bad scheduling on my part. There's just been a lot of games here in a tight stretch.
And aside then from the load management part of it, tonight
Yeah.
a lot of what you set up for him and a lot of what was going on
Yeah.
was Jessup trying
Yeah.
to defend him at the top of the key, and
Yeah.
obviously he has a whole lot of options to drive and do whatever. I would imagine that's a matchup you guys would take again
Yeah.
when you play Boise again. You would take Jessup trying to defend Jaquan. I would
You know,
think most of the time.
offensively, the only other player I've coached that was that fun to coach offensively was RJ Barrett. He's an incredibly fun player to coach because he can do anything from anywhere. He can play in the post. He can play mid-post elbow. He's got a perimeter game. He can use ball screens. He can play isolation 101. And we just move him around in the different ways based on who's guarding him and what skill we can take advantage of at the time. There's times you've seen him. He plays in the post all night and scores. There's times you see him. He's on the perimeter playing one-on-one using ball screens. He's just a really fun guy to kind of move around the chessboard a little bit. And he's terrific. And he was again tonight. He's helped us win a lot of games. And he's a great Lobo basketball player. I know he's only had this 1 year, and a lot of great players have to put year over year over year. But I think he's going to be one of the greats here.
There's one last question, and then we can take one on this weekend.
Coach, can you talk about how it looked like Boise State was playing off of JJ?
Yep.
Is that something that you can look to take advantage of back cuts?
Yeah, and JJ's pretty good at it. It's been hit and miss all year. Some teams have kind of laid off them, some teams hadn't. He'd made a 3 in each of his last 2 games, which I was hoping was going to kind of keep defenses honest, but they play off him. But he's really good at cutting. He's really good at moving without the ball. He just has to continue to do that. And then, quite frankly, we just need more games together where we can all get a feel for each other. And I think tonight you can start to see, like, McQuatch's strengths driving. Like everyone's got their strengths and just hopefully playing off each other a little bit. And that includes JJ, obviously playing as a non-shooter and doing some different things.
Last one on Wyoming.
Still got a lot of, just on matchup.
Wyoming.
Oh, yeah. Matchup, I know you still got a bunch of time to look at it, but just initial thoughts on the matchup.
My biggest concern with Wyoming is just our tight turnaround. They're at home tonight. They're going to be at home again this afternoon. We obviously play tonight. We got to travel. It's an afternoon game. It's 3 games in 7 days. Like I said, tonight, I thought Boise had more burst than us, especially at the start of the game, and we've just got to find a way to rally our energy to get through one last game for this stretch, and then hopefully kick back for a couple of days and get some rest.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.